back to another episode of JR Takes. As always, Ryan and I coming at you with the latest Seattle and NFL news. And Ryan, we had the schedule release last weekend. A little bit surprising on the first week one game. I was kind of stoked to see Bo Nix and the Bronx come into town. Kind of think that's going to be, an easy dub, but we'll get into that in a sec. The preseason schedule was
that just came out like today.
Yeah, that came out a couple hours ago, and we are playing the Chargers on the road, the Chargers on the road, the Titans on the road, and then the Browns at home.
That's kind of an unusual preseason schedule. Usually it's always just like the AFC West and for some reason the Packers and Vikings.
Yeah. And, well, at least we don't have to go all the way to Cleveland. We do have to go to stupid Tennessee, which is fine. To be honest with you,
it's probably going to be hot as fuck for that game.
Yeah. I don't care too much for the preseason. Like, I think I watched the first half of the first game, and then I'm like, all right, I'm bored. And then I go find something to do.
Yeah, every single year I get excited for it because it's the first football you see in a long-ass time, and then every single year I'm like, wow, this is super lame. It can be cool if, because I remember watching Doug Baldwin kind of go off in his first preseason, and a couple other players like that, like Kearse had a kick return touchdown, so sometimes it's nice to see the guys that get their first moment in the spotlight and really, like Russell Wilson's preseason was by far the most entertaining preseason I've ever seen as a rookie because you could tell he was going to be the starter from the first game.
Well, I'm pretty excited to see what my boy Sammy will do in the preseason because, I know Geno's the starter, but the quarterback competition is always a healthy aspect in a team, in my opinion. If you don't have a guy like, Mahomes or a franchise quarterback of that stature. But with that being said, yeah, I'm really looking forward to all the rookies, seeing what they can do out there, seeing our offensive line sort of develop. I guess I am a little excited for the preseason now that I speak all these things into existence.
Yeah, I just hope we play the starters very minimally. I don't care if you come out of week one go into week one a little sluggish out of the gate. It's not worth the injury risk, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. It's just not. So, if guys like Geno don't play the preseason at all, that's fine. I don't really give a shit.
Yeah, so. I've pretty much seen all I need to see from Geno from the past 2 weeks, and that's not saying that in a bad way. But do you just want to go ahead and dive into the way too early predictions of the 2024 schedule?
Let's do it. Why not?
All right. So first on the board, first up, we have the Broncos at home, a 1 o'clock Sunday, September 8th start. I'll let you go first. What are you thinking on this game?
I think this is going to be an easy victory, to be honest. The Broncos are clearly rebuilding. The one thing that makes it a little iffy is we haven't seen what Mike Macdonald's system is going to be like yet in reality and with this group of players that he's brought together this summer. And we could come out the gate making some mistakes on defense because it's brand new. And he actually just said in OTA press conference yesterday or today that about 20% of it has been installed to this point. So we got a long way to go, and that's 4 months from now, 3.5 months from now that we'll be playing the Broncos at home. But I just like our odds. We're at home. I know we lost our home opener to the Rams last year, but when it's the Rams, I feel like throw out any normalities you expect out of a home opener or a playoff game or whatever. Because when it comes to the Rams and Sean McVay, it doesn't matter what the situation is, it's going to be a hard game. So
for sure. And I kind of agree with you on as far as the victory goes. I think we're going to be too much for Bo Nix entering week one. I know it's going to be a new, scheme with Mike Macdonald showing up, but I have a hard time believing that Bo Nix is going to come into Seattle in his rookie debut and carve us up. So yeah, I have us kind of winning. I'll say by one score. We'll win by a touchdown.
Like a 24-17 kind of game.
Yeah.
Where like maybe the Broncos get a late touchdown and make it look closer than it really was. I could see that.
Yeah. So we both have the Hawks starting off at 1-1 to open up the gates, and then week 2, sort of a similar matchup. We have Seahawks on the road against the Patriots. I think I'll go first, and we can just alternate.
Okay.
I think this is going to be a similar situation. Depending on who the quarterback is for the Patriots, I probably am going to guess it's going to be Jacoby Brissett. And I don't see. I mean, the Patriots are up there with the Carolina Panthers as one of the worst teams in the league. So I think we win this game with these, and I kind of think it's going to be one of those. I mean, I know it's a 10 o'clock game, but we haven't really faced too many issues or adversity going on the road to the East Coast. So I think we're going to win by 10 points.
I think we're going to win like 33-10,
Yeah.
honestly. I think the Patriots are probably, if not the worst team in the NFL, like the second worst team.
Mm-hmm.
So if you can't get that done, I don't care if they're a home opener, I don't care if it's at 10 a.m., like you got to get that W, even as a rookie head coach. Like just the talent disparity, it would be unacceptable to lose this game, I will say.
Yeah. Week 3, we got the Dolphins coming into town.
I think this is going to be a tough game for us to win, especially because it's in September. It's going to be probably pretty warm still. Were we playing them at the end of November or December when it's cold and, they're not going to be able to be as prolific in offense being the Dolphins? I just think they're going to be a little too much for us, and I'll say we'll lose like 28 to like 21, something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is a tough game for me too, because I could see both sides of the coin. We've played the Dolphins pretty well at home over the past. I mean, what was it? The last time we played them was when we had Russ, and it was an ugly win. I think
the last time we played them was like 2016.
Yeah,
and Russ hurt his ankle.
Yeah. So
it's been a minute.
Yeah, it's a sort of a toss-up for me. I'm gonna say we win this game.
Okay.
I'm gonna say we win it by a field goal.
So you got to start at 3-0. I could see it. I feel like playing them early while we're still trying to get our defense established could be a tough task.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with my gut though, and I'm gonna say we start off 3-0. And then week 4 we have the Seahawks on the road against the Lions. This is a Monday night game.
You want to go first with this one?
Yeah, so I feel like I've chosen us to lose to the Lions the past 2 years, and we've won the past 2 years, and I don't think I'm going to be wrong for a third year. And I think the Lions, they're a lot better team than they were last year and the year before, just given the fact that all these players that they acquired have had the time to accumulate and get familiar with each other. I just think it's going to be a shootout. I think it'll be a high-scoring game, but I think this is a game we finally drop against Detroit on the road.
For whatever reason, it's going all the way back to 2021 that our offense has just gone off. I mean, we put up 52 points, I believe, in 2021 against the Lions. But for whatever reason, Geno just cooks against Detroit, and I feel like he's going to do it again. So I have us winning this game. I think it's going to be very similar to the last two where it comes down to the wire. I think last year it came down to overtime, in fact, when he hit Lockett. So I have us winning that game like 38-35 in a Monday night thriller. Also, I know this isn't something that's totally tangible, but for whatever the reason, the Seahawks are the best Monday night team all time record-wise, and that's been consistent since I started watching, and I think that will keep up here.
Nice. I really hope so. I hope I'm wrong for maybe it's even the 4th year in a row. Who knows? I'll have to take a look at the past schedule again. But week 5, we have the Giants coming to town, another 1 o'clock Sunday game.
I think we're going to kick the Giants' ass.
Yeah.
They are barely better than the Patriots, in my opinion, especially losing Saquon. I mean, now Devin Singletary's their top weapon. Probably middle league neighbors, but I think Witherspoon will match up with him well, and they either got our boy Drew throwing the ball to them or Danny Diapers. So
Well, I hear Danny Diapers has been a participant in OTAs with the first strings. So maybe they've already made their decision on wanting to change the baby's diaper for 18 weeks, but we'll see.
I think he's only going to get – he might start the year as the starter, but if he continues to shit his diaper, then they'll put in Drew Lock.
Yeah, so I guess final point on that game, yeah, we're going to kick the Giants' ass, I agree with you. And we're going to start off 4-1.
Yeah, I think we're both at 4-1 right now, yeah.
And then on to week 6, we have the Niners at home on a Thursday.
I'm so sick of playing the Niners on a Thursday.
I feel like we play them on Thursday at home every year,
yeah.
And we lose by a lot.
And I think that's going to happen again, honestly. I hope I'm wrong. I really hope we haven't beaten this team since Russell Wilson was our quarterback.
I was just going to say, they certainly have Geno's number. Geno has really struggled against the Niners, and I don't really see any changes in personnel for either side that's going to prove otherwise for Geno that week. And yeah, I have us dropping that game and going to
4-2.
4-2. Yep.
I agree. Yeah, I mean, not much more to say on the matter. I think we're slowly closing the gap with them, but they didn't really lose all that much in this offseason, and they were the best team in the league last year. I know they didn't win the Super Bowl, but I think they were a better team than the Chiefs were. So, barring any crazy injuries that happen between now and then, I think that's just a surefire L.
Yeah, agreed. Moving on, trying to shake off that loss and forget about it, we have the Atlanta Falcons on the road. This is another 10 o'clock Sunday start. Why don't you go ahead?
This is a hard one to project because this is another team that has a lot of newness, just like the Seahawks do this season. But I just feel like, we've really historically done well against Kirk Cousins, whether it be on the then Redskins or on the Vikings or whoever. So I'm going to say we win this game 24-21, something like that. So that'll bring us to 5-2 on my schedule.
Yeah, I'm kind of right there with you. I think we're going to have a similar start to this season that we did last year, and we're going to start off 5-2. We're going to beat the Falcons. I think it'll be a close game. Like you said, maybe a 3 to 6 point victory. Maybe we have to make a stop at the end there to prevent them from scoring a tutty. And yeah, okay. We walk away with a dub from Atlanta. And then this bold prediction, this is the game where they're like, all right, we don't want Kirk Cousins anymore. Insert Michael Penix.
That would be an expensive thing.
Yeah, but hey, these are way too early predictions for a reason.
Nah,
right? They don't have to be accurate necessarily.
It's the time of the year for it, so you are entitled to these bold takes.
All right, so we sit at 5-2 entering week 8, and then we host the Buffalo Bills.
This is a sneaky fun matchup because the Bills lost a lot this offseason. Definitely they have a big advantage at quarterback. Probably still overall an advantage at defense just because Sean McDermott has always had their defense playing at a pretty high level. But I think that gap has closed with the moves we've made this offseason and with guys like Witherspoon getting another year under their belt. Fuck it. I'm just going to say we win this game, and it's insane, and we move to 6-2 and are probably the biggest surprise of the NFL at this point in the season.
Yeah, had this game been on the road, I would say maybe no shot, like similar to the last road game we played against them, which was embarrassing.
Yeah, that sucked.
But yeah, I think I'm right there with you. Normally this would be a game I would pick us to lose, but I don't know. Something's telling me we start off hot and we go to 6-2. And like you said, the Bills lost a lot, especially offensively, and they just, I don't know. They might have it figured out by then, but I just don't. I have faith that we can beat them at home for sure. So yeah, I have us going to 6-2 as well. And then following that week into week 9, we have the Rams at home. This is a tough one. I hate the Rams at home.
I know.
Almost more than on the road. You know what? I'm gonna say. When do we play them next? Not until the final week. I'm gonna say we lose this game. Riding the high of last week, we're gonna maybe start out flat. I could see that happening. It happens a lot when we play the Rams.
Aaron Donald is gone though.
Yeah,
the nightmare
he's Aaron
is over.
Donald.
All right, cut the feed.
But yeah, Aaron is Donald, and but I don't know. They're the Rams. The Rams, bro. The Rams. Sean McVay's annoying. He knows how to scheme against us, and who knows?
And they played the Ravens really tough last year. So I know McDonald did very well against the NFC West. I think he went 4-0 against them last year. But the Rams gave the Ravens the toughest run, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm just gonna say we drop this game, go to 6-3.
I agree with you. Basically for all the reasons you listed as well.
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like coming off that Buffalo game, the chances of coming out a little flat are pretty high.
Yeah. And then moving on, skipping ahead 2 weeks after the bye week, we have the Niners on the road, and that is a Sunday 1:05 game.
And we're coming off a bye.
Yep.
You know, it's really hard to beat an NFL team like 10 times in a row, and I think we'd be looking at like 7 or 8 or something with the playoff game at this point. I think we finally take one here. I think maybe Debo's injured for this game or something. We're late in the season, and we find a way to finally beat this team once and move to 7-3.
Yeah, I like that. I was kind of thinking the same thing. It's late in the season, mid-November. I could see one of their either pass rushers or key offensive weapons go down with injury, and maybe not, but you know, it's pretty much a toss-up as far as health goes at that point in the season. So I think we might need something like that to happen if we're going to beat the Niners, especially because, I mean, Geno has kind of showed us his true colors as far as when it comes to facing them. But I agree. I think we're going to come out on top on this one. I just don't think we're going to get swept by an NFC West team this year. I see us splitting the series, winning the rubber match, and going to, what is that now? 7-3. Yeah. So 7-3. We don't have the same record this far into the season. I'm like usually harder on the Hawks and have us like at 4 losses by now or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't picked every game the same, but the general process has worked out the same. Looks like we play the Cardinals next.
Yep, Cardinals at home.
Part of me feels like we're gonna lose this game. I don't know why, but we're at home, so I'm gonna take us to win this one. But I don't think we're gonna sweep the Cardinals this year. Is a spoiler for my later on prediction. But I think we win this game and move on to 8-3.
Yeah, I think. You say we win this game?
Yeah.
I'm going to say we lose this game just because, similar to the Buffalo game, we're pumped up. We just beat the Niners and, you know, young coaching staff. Maybe we come out flat again, and it's just a matter of discipline at that point, potentially. Who knows? But I have us losing that game against Arizona. And then, so I'm at 7-4.
Yeah,
7-4, 8-3. And then we have the Jets on the road.
This is a really tough one to call because,
Rodgers be still?
yeah, I mean, who's to say? He's definitely a full go right now, so he'd have to get injured again between then and now, which at his age is not unlikely. Yeah, but the Jets are a very talented team. They just never seem to be able to put it all together. And I don't know if Robert Saleh is as good of a head coach as he is a coordinator. And I don't know if I can say the same or better about Mike McDonald to this point. But I just have a weird feeling that we will win this game. And so I'm at 9-3 at this point.
Yeah, this is a tough one for me because it's like 50-50. I think if Aaron Rodgers is playing, I could see us losing. But if he's not playing, and who's their backup? Tyrod Taylor?
Yeah, I don't even know anymore.
I think it might be Tyrod Taylor. If we play him, we'll win this game. And I'm just going to say we win because the Rodgers health is a big question mark. And he could just not be healthy.
Yeah.
So I'm going to make my pick based off of that or that assumption, I guess I would say. So, yep, we are sitting at, what are you, 9-3? I'm 8-4?
Yep.
And then the following week, we play Arizona on the road. And I'm thinking we win this game.
I have us dropping this one. I just feel like the Cardinals are, Buckle Up has got them on the rise a little bit. They had a big influx of talent in the draft. Their trade with Houston worked out pretty well for them. So they got a lot of young talent on that team, and I could see by this point in the season it's starting to gel a little more. So I have us dropping a close one on the road here that's probably really frustrating.
Yeah, so I had them losing 2 weeks ago. I have them winning this one. I just think, like I said earlier, I don't think we're going to get swept by any NFC West team, and I don't think we are going to sweep. That's kind of a spoiler for my Rams pick, but it is what it is. So far 1-1 against the Cardinals, and moving on to next week, we have the Green Bay Packers at home.
Yeah, so I think this could be the low point in the season where it's two games that you feel like we should have won back to back. We drop them here with the Cardinals and the Packers. I really think Jordan Love was playing some fantastic quarterback last season, especially towards the end, and I could see him being a sneaky Pro Bowl type player this year out of the NFC. So I think we just get a little bit out offensed at home here and drop to 9-5.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you. Although it is a Sunday night game, I feel like we play the Packers so well at home.
That's going to be a good uniform matchup too.
I'm going to say we win this game.
Okay, so
despite my agreement on everything you said, I think we find a way to win it.
Are you at 4 losses or are you still at 3?
I'm at 4.
Oh, okay, I'm at 5. That's
yeah,
right.
so
that's
I'm 10-4. Whoa, that's kind of weird.
Yeah,
I didn't expect that.
We'll see how this shakes out. Who do we got next?
Expect it.
We have the Vikings at home, and that is a 1:00 Sunday game.
I think this is a get-right game for my schedule. I'm not afraid of JJ, especially rookie JJ, or Sam Darnold. I don't think I need to explain any more than that. I think we win. Go to 10-5.
I'm right there with you. I think whoever it is at quarterback, whether it be the broccoli version of Zach Wilson or Sam Darnold, I'm not buying either one of them. I don't think they're going to come into Seattle and beat us. I have us winning this game and moving on to 11-4.
Wow, that's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
10-5, 11-4, and who do we got up next?
We have Chicago on the road playing the Crybaby.
Ooh.
So
if the Crybaby is as good as I think he's gonna be, this is gonna be a really hard game.
I think the Crybaby might make us go home and cry.
I hate to agree with you, but I do. I think we're gonna lose that game to the Bears.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
If it was at home, I'd like our odds a little more, but
Against the Crybaby?
Yes, against the Crybaby.
Yeah, the Chicago Crybaby. I mean, the Bears. Yeah, I could see them winning. And that one is all. Ooh, is that a Monday night game? No, that's a Thursday night game.
Oh, so it's also prime time.
On the road, yeah.
That's crazy.
We're not,
we're not beating
we're not beating the Crybaby on the road 4 days after our win against the Broccoli. It's just not going to happen.
That's a wild set of adjectives.
So that makes me 11-5 and you 10-6.
Yes.
Then we got the Rams. final week of the season.
I think we close the year out with a dub against the Rams and secure a playoff spot. I don't know if it's good enough to win us to the division at 11-6, but it's definitely going to get us into the playoffs, one of the 3 seeds.
I think we're going to lose this game and drop to 11-6, but like you said, I think that record will by far be good enough to make it into the playoffs. Maybe as a, I don't know, 5 or 6 seed, something around there. I could see the Rams being right up there with us, and maybe even the Niners leading the division at this point. It could be the Rams.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, I think the NFC West is getting very close to how it was in the early 2010s when every team was in contention to win it every year, basically.
mm-hmm. Yeah, so 11-6 entering the playoffs, and pretty successful season if Geno is our quarterback the entire year. This is
I think our schedule sets us up really nicely to get off to a good start, which that doesn't always mean anything, but I think it's really valuable to not come out in a hole when you start the year off. Like if you immediately have 4 tough games, it can really throw everything off the rails if you don't come out of that on top.
For sure. And I don't feel like, it's not that I don't feel like we just don't have the gauntlet schedule that we did last year.
Last year's schedule was brutal.
Yeah, we don't play Philly. Who even in the NFC East do we play?
The Giants.
Oh, yeah.
That's the beautiful thing about we didn't even do bad last year. We were 9-8, but we were third in the division. Mm-hmm. So because of that, we play all the other third place teams in the NFC besides the NFC North.
Dang, it's too bad the Falcons got third. If we had played anyone else in that division, well, minus the Bucs, but the Saints or the Panthers, that'd be an easy win.
I know the NFC South is always such a mystery. The Panthers should be an easy win. They're still not looking very good over there.
Right. Well, I don't have a whole lot other than the schedule prediction. It's a little early on in the 2024 season to be really even doing this, but
we'll probably just do this again in August or something. Mm-hmm. But it's fun to look back at how we're thinking of things, post draft, and then how we're thinking of things right before the season, because it's usually pretty different.
Yeah. Well, that's pretty much all I had for this one, unless you have anything more to add.
Nothing else from me. It's deep into the slow times now with NFL news, so we'll have to get creative with our next few episodes, but we will keep you entertained through the summer.
Yeah. Hopefully, the fucking Mariners can do something more than just, hey, we won a game, now we're gonna lose 2.
They're doing all right so far, top of the AL West.
Hey, this is your last podcast as a unmarried man.
It's true. This hand will not be naked after this episode. Yeah, it's gonna be a hell of a time.
Should we do a wedding podcast?
You're like, Kenna, I gotta do a fucking podcast.
Yeah, it's gonna take 2 hours.
It's just me and Austin setting it up.
Yeah, the desk is where the altar is. All right. Well,
that would not be good.
Sounding off. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for listening, and we will catch you on the next one.
Yep. See you next time.
Wedding live stream.